You're backed against the wall. You don't have a choice.
No choice but for utilities from Carolina Water Service. That's the situation for hundreds of people living in the Brandywine Bay community outside the city of Morehead City. And dozens have reached out to the News 12 Investigates team about constantly dirty and troubling water quality mixed with excessively high bills. News 12 Investigates Tyler Harden now with why they say they fear the water.
I've poured over these water bills, which have little to no explanation for the total charges. Get this, one went from $70 to $350 just over 5 months. Residents tell me that their systems check out, but they're still left to pay up.
That's one thing we all have in common around here is that water bill.
It's why so many Brandywine Bay residents packed this community room.
How many of you buy water?
All with concerns about Carolina Water Service, the private water and wastewater utility provider. It has supplied this to neighborhoods across North Carolina for more than 50 years, including this Carteret County community.
You don't have a choice. This is the only water source. You're stuck with it.
Louise Smith has lived in Brandywine Bay for more than 2 decades.
I constantly have yellow stains. I'm constantly, maybe every couple of days, trying to scrub them out.
She showed me what comes out of her tap compared to what she buys in the store.
None of us drink the water here, and that is across the board. None of us drink the water.
Not only has this water quality changed her life, what comes in the mail has too.
I fear every month, what is the bill going to be? Is it going to be another hurdle? They keep going up and up and up. The $900 was the one that put me over the edge.
Louise pointed this out. Carolina Water Service billed her for nearly 26,580 gallons of water over 2 months. Her and her husband, Joe, are the only ones who live here.
We're, in the senior years, and Joe's sick. We're dealing with all the medical things, and now we get almost a $900 bill. It was shocking.
We compared their use to a year before. It made out to only 6,300 gallons.
I actually called the emergency service, and I said, we have a major leak. You have to come right away. And they did.
A plumber did not find a leak. Her water meter was tested and passed. The dial not moving, but Louise still stuck with an $873 bill. After repeated requests to the company, she says they would not adjust her bill and threatened to send it to collections. It was a similar situation across the neighborhood.
Yep, that's about $10 right there.
Jordan Wilkinson thought he had a leak too after opening his first bill.
We got it and we were just jaw dropped. We're like, you gotta be kidding me. It's over $200. Yeah, we were used to like a $40 water bill.
That was before his family of 5 moved into the neighborhood 3 years ago. According to the UNC Environmental Finance Center, the median monthly water and sewer bill for Morehead City is just $97.
And ours is more than double that. So that's saying, we have like one of the highest water bills.
A high bill, he says, has forced him to cut back on other necessities like groceries. All that on top of dealing with the water quality.
The smell, the odor is very bad. So it stinks up the shower. I've gone through 2 shower heads. You can't drink it. There's no way you can drink it. You put it in a cup, it's yellow.
I shared these specific complaints with Carolina Water Service's parent company, Corix, which is owned by British Columbia Investment Corporation. Corix operates 741 water and 600 wastewater systems in small to medium-sized communities in the United States and Canada. A representative responded in a statement, quote, "We take the trust placed in us by our customers seriously and are proud to deliver quality water to our friends and neighbors. We regularly test drinking water to make sure our water remains in adherence with Safe Drinking Water Act standards." That means monitoring for more than 150 contaminants in the water. The latest state water quality test results reveal the company met those standards in 2022. However, there were monitoring violations for E. coli and chlorine, which have since been fixed. In 2019, 2020, and 2021, testing found levels of trihalomethanes and haloacetic acids above drinking water standards. These notices to residents warn drinking the water for many years may increase the risk of getting cancer. The water for Brandywine Bay comes from the Castle Haynes Aquifer, which has naturally occurring minerals like limestone. The representative tells me, quote, "Our team has installed 13 automatic flushers throughout the water distribution system to help move water through the system and regularly flush water mains for quality water service.
Treat others the way you want to be treated. I mean, as simple as that.
And that's the role of the North Carolina Utilities Commission. How this government agency regulates companies like Carolina Water Service, coming up. This regulatory body in our state government, the Utilities Commission, controls the rates and services of private water companies like Carolina Water Service. As I found out, company leaders went before the commission last year to make a special request residents are now paying for.
I will call for hearing now docket number W354 sub 400.
In 2022, the North Carolina Utilities Commission approved a portion of the Carolina Water Service's request to increase rates over 3 years. Representatives revealed it was to offset $110 million to improve aging water and wastewater systems serving customers.
Our focus is trying to keep people's rates as low as possible while maintaining adequate service.
The North Carolina public staff are advocates for consumers during these hearings.
Your method focuses on earnings. Yes.
Chief Counsel for the Public Staff, Lucy Edmondson, says there's a legal team, engineers, economists, and accountants. She says Carolina Water Service has a monopoly over Brandywine Bay.
The private ones are generally higher. You don't have the economies of scale. They have to pay taxes, whereas the municipals aren't subject to the same income taxes.
Since 2020, the public staff has received 6 informal complaints about Carolina Water Service in Carteret County. 4 from Brandywine Bay residents concerned about water quality, high rates, and a misread meter. All cases are now closed. Has Carolina Water Service been responsive to consumer complaints?
Yes, to my knowledge, I don't know of any that they have not been. One item that the commission looks at is the quality of service, and that certainly would be bad service if they weren't responsive.
After reviewing dozens of monthly bills, Brandywine Bay customers pay a varying base charge, then as much as $13.02 for 1,000 gallons of water, on top of $14.94 for 1,000 gallons of wastewater service.
They cannot have discriminatory rates, and they cannot change rates without approval of the commission.
We're kind of stuck because, I mean, if we don't pay it, they're going to turn off the water. You have to have water. So, and they know that.
A necessity, pushing people here to consider a move.
When you add it all up, it's like, we could live somewhere else and be a lot happier. And, that water bill isn't haunting us every month.
Carolina Water Service did not provide a representative for an on-camera interview. You can read the company's entire statement in this news story on our website, WCTI12.com. If you find yourself with poor water quality or an excessively high bill, Lucy says to contact the utility provider first. If you're not satisfied with the response, reach out to the public staff. If the issue is not resolved there, you can file a formal complaint with the Utilities Commission, which she says are rare. And now, if you would like to reach out to the News 12 I-Team and to see our previous in-depth stories, just visit our website, WCTI12.com, and click on the News 12 Investigates tab. If you have something you want our team to look into, call, text, or email us as we hold the powerful accountable. Fear the water. It's the reality for dozens of people living in Brandywine Bay outside the Morehead city limits. They have no choice but for utilities from Carolina Water Service. Tonight, in this months-long News 12 Investigates follow-up, what's really in the water and why it's left one family to pack up their belongings.
After living in Brandywine Bay for more than 2 decades.
Let's see if this would fit in there, because then I can put pencils in there.
Louise Smith is now packing up her memories to move.
I can't tell you how great. One day I realized I don't have to worry about the water anymore. This is our water. Really.
You have no other choice.
No, either you bring in water, like I have some bottled waters, they're heavy for us, and I rely on this, on my reverse osmosis.
She says what comes out of the tap from Carolina Water Service changed her lifestyle.
Well, this definitely has a yellow tone to it.
And pushed her to search for a new place to call home, closer to family.
Here, it smelled horrible. It had a horrible yellow color to it, like urine, until I got the $900 bill and complained so much.
When the News 12 Investigates team started digging into complaints in late 2023, Louise says she noticed a change.
And then all of a sudden, my water has not smelled since then, and my water color has improved since then. Still has a yellow tint to it.
That's why we went to check out what's really in this water. We took a sample to East Coast Water Quality in Newport.
If you look right here, you can see it's off color, like a tan color, compared to this where it's clear.
General Manager Andrew O'Leary took me through the process.
You've tested water from Brandywine for years now.
Correct, yep.
What have you seen over the course of the several years that you've tested?
The water's really hard in Brandywine. We didn't have sulfur issues back then, with no tannins.
He's tested the water in the community for 3 years, and over time, he's noticed changes in the results.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give it a little shake. Okay, still red.
This test is for hardness.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Like calcium and magnesium.
Still red. A little pink, getting there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go.
It measured at about 15 grains per gallon of water, which is considered very hard. This means it may mess up pipes, stain glasses, and damage appliances. This other test checks for tannins, essentially organic material getting into the water, which turns it yellow.
That's pretty spot on right there. You're at about 3 to 4.0 tannins today. Consistently now, Brandywine's had an issue with the whole neighborhood with sulfur and tannins, a discoloration.
Issues he hasn't found testing other areas in Carteret County.
We don't see this in other community wells areas. So right now it's focused on Brandywine. And so we've spoken to the plant manager, the supervisors out there. They're not going to be doing anything about it at this moment.
We went to ask for ourselves at Carolina Water Services' Moorhead City office. No one came to the door.
What do you drink the water from Brandywine?
So what I personally, no.
We went back a second time. Still no answer. The latest state water quality test results reveal the company met Safe Drinking Water Act standards in 2022. However, there were monitoring violations for E. coli and chlorine, which have since been fixed. I shared our test results from East Coast Water Quality with Carolina Water Services' parent company, Corix, which is owned by British Columbia Investment Corporation. A representative responded in a statement, quote, "Our team installed 13 automatic flushers throughout the water distribution system to help move water through the system and regularly flush water mains to improve overall water quality and service. We continue to monitor the system and address any concerns quickly as possible." While representatives say the water is safe, Andrew says homeowners should consider other ways to control what comes out of their faucet.
I would advise them to treat it themselves. If the community, the water company is not going to get involved, or the HOA is not going to fix the problem, then our recommendation is fix it at the point of entry, at their house.
It's a costly move to install a water filtration system. Andrew says it could run families between $3,000 and $9,000, depending on the type of system they want hooked to their home. The micro-refining draws out chemicals, bacteria, and more.
The sad part is, this is our water.
Louise relied on her reverse osmosis system for years, but now this water is no longer a concern.
A big plus in making the move was the fact that we don't have to worry about water. Our water is safe, our water is clear. Water is water.
Water, something people in this community hope won't drive neighbors away.
This is going to be like a stationery box. Good. Done.
While representatives for Carolina Water Service did not agree to our request for an on-camera interview, they did say they would revisit an idea to install ion exchange water softeners at the well sites with the Brandywine Owners Association approval. However, the president of the association, Scott Mason, tells me they have never received a formal proposal from the company. He says if there's cost involved, there would need to be guaranteed and measurable results beyond the state standards. You can read both the association and the water company's entire statement in this news story on our website, WCTI12.com. The News 12 Investigates team has received water complaints from other areas around Eastern Carolina since this story first aired. If you find yourself with poor water quality or an excessively high bill, state officials say first to contact your utility provider. If you're not satisfied with their response, reach out to the North Carolina Utilities Commission public staff. If the issue is not resolved there, you can file a formal complaint with the Utilities Commission. To see our previous in-depth stories, take out your cell phone, aim the camera at this QR code. It will take you to the News 12 Investigates tab on our website. If you have something you want the News 12 Investigates team to look into, call, text, or email us as we hold the powerful accountable.